All right, good day. I know. Okay, I can go. Oh, better hurry up. All right, so yeah. So got paid. That's good. So my season isn't quite over yet. There's still one more. Well, there anyway. And then there's this tree on the corner here that I got to get. I'll show you. It's pretty. Well, it's a stump, kind of a trunk. It's got a Charlie Brown right off there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but that one right there, I got to finish that one up. But I need just the right height ladder to do it. Then there's a big tree back there I got to fall. 2, 3. But I don't know when we're going to do that. But anyway, Thursday next week, I got another day there. So you're showing me the trees, but one's kind of tricky. It's not a big leaner, but it's of course it always leans in the wrong way, right? And I'm like, I'm gonna need some, I'll start with the first one and then we'll go from there. Because like, when people don't know, like how, like trees do things, you know, like they do things you don't want them to do, and you start pointing it out, see how it's leaning, it's going to get caught up in that, and that might be fine and dandy and all, but it might damage that other tree behind it, but even worse, it might get hung up in it, and then that's a real pain in the butt to deal with, because the danger aspect, blah blah blah, and you might have a top stuck in another tree just dangling there, and you don't want that either. The other thing is that you got to follow it against the lean. Then you got to figure out how you're going to follow it against the lean, right? It's tricky, you know. It's tricky. So I got one branch, not too bad. It's going to be a bit of a job. This is where if I had my truck, I could use my 25-foot ladder and I'd be fine. I don't need all 25 feet of it, but probably about 16 feet up. But Brian showed up there. The Blue Horse guy, my Johnny Cash impersonator guy, and he was like, hey, I was like, hey, I said I was going to be calling you pretty soon. He goes, yeah. He goes, how's the song coming? I says, it's coming really good. So I'll work on it again tonight. I'll work on it all weekend, and him and I get together. He goes, yeah. He says, I'm going to call the guy at the radio station pretty soon, you know, and then we can go in, and I'd like to get it done before the snow really flies, and that'd be good. That'd be a lot of fun. But my other client, he didn't know I knew Brian. And he goes, oh, so you're the guitar player? Like, he didn't know. He goes, that's fascinating. Stuff like that. So, interesting. Very interesting. Found out an old co-worker that I used to work at that client with years ago when it was her dad owned the place. He got hurt pretty bad there the other day. A bunch of logs rolled on him and trapped him. He was cutting stovewood, I guess, and I know how the man works. He must have been up on the pile, and then it must have just let go, and then whatever. And so apparently it shattered his leg pretty bad, so yeah. But they were talking to him and said, yeah, he's all right. They haven't operated yet, but yeah, you know, stuff like that. It's like bizarre. So anyway, I got paid, so November's turning out to be an okay month so far, knock wood. Now at least I know I got minimum 2 days work next week. Probably more than that. So I am technically done cutting grass though, so I guess I can take my whippersnipper out of the car, which I'm gonna do today. But yeah, no, that was had a good chat there. It was fun talking to Brian there for a little bit, and can't wait to get together with him there, because he's still like I don't know how much older he's in his 60s anyway, but he's never really heard a 7-string guitar before, and he's still talking to like telling people about it. He's like, oh, you got to hear this guy play the guitar. It's like, it's crazy on the 7-string. But I'm like, yeah, wait till you hear the 8-string. I said, you're gonna, and that one's gonna throw you for a whirl for sure, you know. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. Real nice guy, and my clients, I love my clients, they're great. You know, the dog, of course, I had to pet the dog, pay the dog tax. So Shiloh, what the heck they call that dog? It's like a giant poodle-like dog, but it's not a poodle. It's a poodle-like, but she's like 8 times the size of a poodle. Like, it's not a huge dog, but it's, you know, it's a big dog, which is super duper friendly. But the second you're there, it's like, pet me, scratch my butt, you're my friend now, but you owe me a petting. Yeah, you gotta love animals. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's that's good, because that extends me. Well, at least I know I got work next week. That might be the last job of the season for them, but well, it's hard to say. Like, there's always something that pops up, eh? Like, especially once you get a chainsaw, it's like, oh well, while you're at it, can you get this? While you're at it, can you get that? So he had the trees marked for death, like I told him. So yeah, go mark those trees for death. Yeah. One is a bit of going to be a tricky cut for sure, because like if I could top it, would be it's safe enough to top it, and that'll solve a lot of problems if I do it that way. But I gotta, you know, do it very carefully. You know what I mean? Like anything. I don't think I'll have any problems with it per se, but you know, there is some dead branches and stuff to watch out for, and yeah, stuff like that. The tree is dying, but it seems like it was you know, like it seems like it's gonna be a challenge, because I gotta cut it against the lean the best I can without it barber chairing on me. And that's one of the big problems you get when you have a tree that's dying, is when you go to pull on it, sometimes they'll snap. But if it snaps, that's okay too, because it'll just come straight down. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, perfect. You know, if we could snap it, yeah, I'd love that. You know, cut it, you know, make sure when you pull on it that it snaps. That'd be awesome. Because then it doesn't matter which way I fall it. If it's, you know, about half, you know, who cares, right? I can get it done. Yeah, falling trees is tricky. He's like, well, because I think he had the idea that I was going to do it there and then. I sort of was thinking that, well, if it's a quick little job, yeah, I'll do it there and then. But then I took one look at it and said, oh no, that's gonna, you know, number one, it's late in the day to start something like that. I'll come in on Thursday morning, we'll get her done, you know what I mean? Then you know, I got all day to play around with it, kind of thing. I don't think it's going to take me long once it's down. If, you know, I just cut it up and then whatever. So I didn't know if I was going to be using my saws today or not, but well, I still might. I mean, I can go back and cut some pine and stuff like that. You know, make hay while the sun shines. That's also a good idea too. So the other cool thing is, because I got paid today, oh, I should stop in and get my straps before I forget. Yeah. Lost my train of thought there, because I know he has my straps, my 2 straps. He'll give them back to me, but it's just, I might forget about them. He's like, oh yeah, no, I got your straps. So, but yeah, no, this is gonna be a fun tree to cut down, and like, it's not gonna be fun to do, but it's gonna be a challenge. So, and then the other one's a branch that's broken. Broken branches are hard when the trunk of the branch is about the size of this thing. It's they're not Manitoba, they're really old beech trees, or not beech trees, butternut trees. That's what they are. And yeah, so the thing about it is that the challenge is going to be there. The challenge is going to be there. But once they're down, then it's, you know, just cut them up so you can toss them in. It's like there's a hole he's trying to fill. You know, it's like, I said, okay, so you just make a manageable size for me. I said, okay.